Well, this was bound to happen to me regardless of what happened in One Piece. So, let's all have ourselves a doggone adventure. Kill me.
I'm ready for adventure. Ready to meet the world I like to know.
But wait, you may ask, wasn't the next film going to be called A Doggone Mystery? Well, yeah, except this is that film. Originally, this was being produced under the mystery name, which would involve Murphy meeting Sherlock Holmes. However, eventually it was changed over to Adventure for what I can assume was a change in direction. Either it wasn't doable, or they just thought this would work a lot better. Regardless, Jim Wynorski is not directing this movie, though is still a writer for it. Directing duties fall to Tony Randall, who you may know as the director of such classic films as Hellraiser 2, Fist of the North Star, Amityville 1992, and was also a writer for the other Doggone movies. Yeah, not looking forward to this. But maybe the film will actually be like the cover says it'll have? It's not going to lie to me again, will it? So in a slight change up, we actually start with a backstory for Murphy. Well, backstory in this universe, but at least they can get it out of the way now and not later.
It's okay, pal. They haven't spotted us yet. I'm not gonna let them get you again either. I like that. Nice resounding vote of confidence.
What the hell are those? Flying cars? Aliens? What? Well, whatever they are. From above, they have rectangular bodies, but when facing the front, they're just several light effects with nothing behind them. In later shots, you can barely make out what I'm guessing are drone bodies. But still, this just looks off-putting. They somehow evade the creatures and...
They'll just keep coming. I'm gonna have to leave you, pal.
Why?
There are plenty of good people out there. You just gotta make sure you choose the ones you can trust. You're a very special dog, you know that? One of a kind in the whole universe. And you and me, we're pals, aren't we? We got a bond that nobody can break. But I gotta let you go, you understand?
No, really. Why? Even if he was special, you're still leaving a little puppy out in the middle of the woods. What are the odds something bigger will come and eat him?
You run like the wind, you understand? Go! Go!
I hear a mountain lion.
Whatever. His emotional speech sends Murphy away while the old man gets... beamed? And they just leave Murphy alone and never chase him. Oh, and already Murphy found someone to care for him. I'm just going to assume that Murphy has the telepathic ability at this point, which is why he went with that name. And is totally not going crazy. Given the opening credits, it's clear that the old mystery theme they had has been replaced with the supernatural. As long as they don't do Monster Cruise again, then we're good. Ah, these must be the aliens that crashed on Earth. Oh, wait, that's just the kid cast again. Let's see. Walker Mintz is playing David Hill, and his little brother is...
It's a real mystery. Really.
Yes! The overacting kid is a main character again! Jonathan Tyser isn't named Ronnie this time, but otherwise it's kids we've seen before in each of these Wynorski movies. And they're going into that abandoned house again, like in the first movie, to shoot their own version of Unsolved Mysteries called Unresolved Mysteries. Is this really safe for children to go inside an abandoned building?
Come on. This house isn't haunted. Says you. Says my dad. No such thing as ghosts.
So why are you even here shooting for a program about this sort of stuff? Apparently David's dad did this sort of thing and really wants to do it himself. Why?
Mega views on our YouTube channel. Money. Fame. All right, I guess. I'm in. Jenny?
You're hosting again?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, I can't help it if I'm just right for the part.
Why don't I host this time?
But you're a girl.
Ricky, that's not...
Girls don't host TV shows.
Oh, why don't you call Kelly Ripper and tell her that?
Daytime.
Samantha Bee.
Ah, YouTube generation! Anyway, after seeing how too ambitious these kids are into wanting to make this a legit production, they finally get to flying that drone. And I guess the producers didn't trust these kids enough to do this, so they had to CG the drone instead. And well, there certainly are some spooky activities going on in this house, for reasons that will never really be explained.
Classic cat scare.
Well, you should be scared. That's clearly the head of a ghost cat. How is it not obvious? But this will definitely scare them. Crab heads!
Look at him go, why don't you?
Oh, we scared him, but good.
Freddie Jones and Jared Zachary. I should have known. Jared is playing Jerry, and Freddie is... Freddie. And they were apparently running their bootleg sneaker business in this place instead of... maybe their own house. And they slapped their logo on just about any random box they had on the film set. They're so cheap, they even slap stickers on their shoes. This will sell great at their local dollar store.
We're not bootleggers, we're entrepreneurs. Buy cheap shoes, add a free logo, sell it online for $100. We make money, the people who make the fake logos make money. It's a win-win. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody. Come on, let's speed this up.
What do you think this is? I Love Lucy?
Bayless frowns upon you bootlegging phonies. 0 out of 10. Meanwhile, it seems Murphy abandoned his original owner and is walking randomly in the city, where we see David's father on TV, doing the same show as his son, expositing more on that opening we saw earlier.
The place, a dusty road in New Mexico nearly 6 years ago. Dr. Roland Masters speeds along a desert road, fleeing something unknown. Something witnesses claim was not of this earth.
One local farmer was an eyewitness to what transpired next.
I was putting my goats back in the barn. All of a sudden, these two wild saucers come flaring by the skies. He finally gave up, pulled off to the side of the road.
I can see why no one takes your show so seriously. It's not even accurate to what happened. They weren't even in the desert by day, they were in a wooded area at night. And even then, how do you go from desert to a Green Lake area? No wonder you can't keep your story straight. The eyewitness is Jim Wynorski. This next bit I don't get either, as when Murphy learns that the show is filmed in New Mexico, despite these films really being shot in California, thanks IMDb, he's at some strange library with a starry sky imposed over the ceiling. Is he going to look for him now? Well, in other news, after the kids failed to get good footage due to David dropping the camera...
We haven't told you guys this yet, but Unresolved Mysteries was canceled. Oh, man. I'm sorry.
He'll find another show to do.
it will join the likes of that ghost hunting show Chris Boers used to do. Speaking of which, I see they're using the old West Town set from before to film with a green screen. Murphy is here now, so I'm guessing he'll have his chance to talk to Steve.
And cut.
Thank you, everybody. It's been mysterious. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Thank you, Steven.
Ah, thank you very much, brother.
Bye.
Nice work, as always.
Hey, Steve, where would you like me to put this stuff on your trailer?
Just put it in the back of my car. It's open till...
Okay, movie, I can see the dog. Do something with it! Oh, he sneaks inside his van. I guess we'll have to wait a bit longer before he actually interacts with him. Meanwhile, at cheaply placed sci-fi building... Oh, I get it. We meet the president of the company, who's trying very hard to make me not think he's a lizard alien in disguise.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I think we may have gotten a hit.
On what?
The dog, sir?
Was the satellite imaging retained?
It's here, in New Mexico. Right here.
Okay, now I really don't know whether to believe you shot this in California or not. Not like it matters. It's all the same to me. Like the guy they're sending to find Murphy.
Luigi, look! It's Bowser!
Yes, Paul Logan is playing Jack Bowser. And he's currently on the train from the first movie trying to track down this woman and her secret package. Not like he's trying, he's just going very slowly while she's just running and stopping occasionally. This is not a really good chase sequence, I can tell.
Surprise!
Darn it!
Hi, Jack. Come on, Jack. How many times do I have to tell you, don't lose sight of the quarry?
Oh, it was training! Well, that was a waste of time. Well, maybe not, as he accidentally knocks her off the train, which was stationary, which caused her to dislocate her arm, and it turns out she was the one they wanted to send, not Jack. Which means he has to go and find Murphy in her place, despite being an idiot. Meanwhile, we see they're still using that damn house from every Wynorski film I've seen so far, as Dad returns home and, oh hey, Dominique Swan is back. How weird is it to be married to two different people who lived in the same house as you under a different name and different universe? Dad seems a little depressed he doesn't have a show anymore, but maybe his son's camera could lighten him up, despite him dropping it earlier, which should earn him a scolding.
There it was, Dad. Did you see it?
I don't know, I saw something.
It's just like your show, Dad, but like real life.
Well, if I learned anything doing my show, it's that extraordinary claims
Require extraordinary proof.
Yeah, well, you did say you dropped it when you ran away. Maybe some, like, sci-fi footage bled in or something.
Come on, Dad.
Ghost in the machine, son. Ghosts in the machine.
I think you mean to say Ghost in the Shell? Though honestly, I don't know if he was referencing anything. He probably is just referring to technical glitches that occur with old cameras. He promises to join them at the old house later to try and solve this mystery. But for now, time for Paul Logan to audition for Kronk.
The dog's back. Dog's back. Dog is back. Dog is back. Dog's back.
Poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. Fat poison?
Yes. He means Murphy.
Oh, which means he can lead us to Masters. Professor Masters.
Well done, Jack.
But we have him in custody. What?
No, Jack.
Yeah. I saw it on Unresolved Mysteries.
No, Jack, no. That's reality TV. It's not real. Not real, Jack. The dog was Galactitech property, and Masters stole him. Now, the GPS chip went off when they left the facility. We dispatched a reacquisition team on a pair of prototype anti-gravity sky sleds. When they finally cornered him, Masters set the dog free. Vanished. Not seen for 6 years.
What, you mean you didn't recapture him and you're not actually aliens? What a shame. Anyway, he clarifies that Murphy's been missing for 6 years and was given alterations to give him the telepathy. And speaking of telepathy, it's time for the introduction to the kids.
Mind if I take a look?
You've seen it a million times, bro. I didn't say that. Well, who did?
It was me. Murphy! Yo, whoa, easy, kids, easy!
Where are you? Show yourself before I call my dad. Whoa! Double whoa! Make that a triple.
A little better. At least they were willing to hit him before he showed himself. Of course, they still go to petting him and crap, almost like they need to keep him on the bed. Also, one of the first trailers they showed for this movie had someone else voice Murphy, like they didn't have the usual person at the time.
Mind if I take a look?
Show yourself before I call my dad.
It was me, Murphy.
Whoa!
But later they had another version of the exact trailer, but with the usual voice. At any rate, Murphy is interested in the video, and while he doesn't know exactly what caused him to get like this, he does remember being at Galactitech and says they need someone to freeze the image.
Why didn't I think of this sooner? You're right, he'll figure this out in seconds.
Who'll figure this out?
The brain! Yeah, he's a genius when it comes to electronic stuff like this.
Well, get him over here.
It's too late. It's almost dark.
No, it isn't. There's clearly light outside that window. Next scene, and I'm confused again. It's Masters, played by John Richardson from Nessie and Me, and he's being greeted by a robot that he knows.
Has there been a breach?
No, sir. No breach. We remain secure.
Then why did you wake me up?
I thought it would be funny. Also, they found your dog.
Murph? Where?
New Mexico, sir. At the residence of a man named Stephen Hill.
Okay, so who the hell captured you, and if it wasn't Galactitech, why the hell did you leave Murphy? Or if it was Galactitech, how did you escape? Well, obviously now he's going to get involved with the plot. Any chance you'll take your Fallout 4 robot with you? Anyway, the kids meet Shelton the Brain, who is just Dylan Patton, whose clubhouse is in a small stone house with satellite dishes and crap. Anyway, time to introduce them to Murphy.
How's this for extraordinary proof? Hey, kids, what's the plan? I love a good plan.
This seems highly unlikely. Unlikely? You're making this seem possible.
Hey, nothing's impossible, kids.
He's a dog and he's talking. And he's a dog and he's talking.
There is no way out of here. It will be dark soon. There is no way out of here.
So what's the deal, Pooch?
I wish I knew, Blondie. That's why I need you guys to help me solve the mystery of why I can do what I can do. And in return, I'll get the alien puzzle unraveled before the sun goes down.
So that's their plot. Help him figure out what he should already know, and he'll help them figure out the alien problem. I don't know. These plots get weirder and incomprehensible with each movie. Anyway, Murphy volunteers to go inside the house while Steve gets visited by Masters, who he instantly recognized and learns he's a fan of his show. While they don't claim to have seen him, they do believe the kids might know something because of the missing leftovers. Well, at least they're more aware, but not enough to believe in robots, I guess? Going back to Bowser.
Okay, we're gonna need to talk about what you're gonna do there.
What I'm gonna do?
You're gathering intel.
Right. About?
About the children, Jack.
Children? What about children? I thought it was after a dog, specifically a Jack Russell.
Terrier! Yes, Jack, I know. Please, just listen to me. Try to stay on point, okay?
You know, you mentioned something about children. What if I go check out the elementary school?
Ugh. Kronk, I need you again.
Well, Yzma just tossed me this knife and asked me to, take them out. And then this guy popped up, and then we waited for you, and quite honestly.
Thank you. I needed that. Oh, what the hell? That's the same exact shot as from the second movie. Don't believe me? Oh, what the hell? Now they're reusing the same school, the same secretary, and the same principal? Otherwise, same secretary, same principal.
So let me get this straight. You're from the Galactitech people, and you expect me to fall in line and answer your questions?
It's Galactitech. I'm just here to ask about the Hill boys.
Well, they're exemplary students, not troublemakers. What's your interest in the Hill family?
What's my interest in the Hill family?
Mom's a real American sweetheart. She makes chocolate chip cookies for the PTA meeting.
Really?
No. Not really. I make the cookies, and I use shortening and not butter and semi-sweet chocolate chips. How's that for your gender stereotyping?
Were you just trying out for the role of Jensen from Deus Ex and was declined but kept the role going anyway? I don't even understand why they keep repeating this same exact scenario with the same exact characters. It's not funny, and it's not even clever.
Principal Callahan, I have your brother Harry from Frisco on line 3.
Tell him, make my day.
Really? Dirty Harry? That's the connection you're going for? That's still not going to fly with the kids who don't know who that is. Oh, and the pipes are old and need replacing. Will they matter later? Anyway, the kids return to the house and convince the scared Murphy to go inside, after a couple of Ghostbusters references. Oh, now what is happening?
I have an update. The dog is less than a quarter mile from your current position.
All right, just send me the directions.
Already done.
You do know that your attitude is literally adjustable, don't you?
If you're going to talk to me that way, goodbye, sir.
Seriously, what is even going on anymore? As Steve asks Shelton where the kids are, Murphy heads into the basement to find the shoemaking machine, and doesn't see the two goofballs until they appear on camera.
Hey, thanks for picking up the drinks, buddy. Came in handy.
Just a couple of clowns.
Better than coffee, pal. And I really feel like it's given me the extra energy boost we needed.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. It just felt right.
So does this tasty beverage.
It's a plug into a product. Bite me. Well, since you guys mentioned I Love Lucy earlier...
Speed it up a little!
I'm out of here.
Wow. Quick, gently slide down these slippery stairs by climbing down. Bowser shows up and takes Murphy, and while the buffoons are confused, Masters shows up.
Come on, let's go down there. Maybe they can tell us what happened. I look forward to our Amber Alerts.
Not something to joke about.
Some big spender you are. How about a mochaccino cappuccino extra syrup latte?
You're thinking at me. That's cool.
Wow, you're the first one to get that right.
And now he thinks it's answering. Oh boy.
Hey, you must be really smart. I like you.
I want to say that joke was funny, but I'm not feeling it. So Masters explains that Galactitech wants Murphy's brain and...
biological interfaces. The aliens had created living computers.
I knew it! Shh! He's flashbacking.
No flashbacking.
Amazing information. The secrets of the universe, of life itself, were all locked inside this bizarre biotech computer. Then, I found an inert gene from an alien DNA matrix.
So, what'd you do with it?
Well, I did what anyone would do. Implanted it into a puppy.
I mean, dogs are the default option in these cases. But even then, in hindsight, planting a highly important piece of DNA into an animal was the stupidest thing I've done. More or less, the president wants to use Murphy for money. Dad shows up after hearing everything and tells the kids to go home.
Okay, when we walk by the old guy, make a diversion. What? Distract him or do something cute. Why? Just do it. I liked your story, mister.
Well, thanks, pal. That means a lot.
Jeremy? Jenny?
So after that, Masters seems to disappear on everybody. In fact, this probably explains earlier with those two light drones, where instead of being beamed by them, he just disappeared on his own, meaning there was no reason to leave Murphy when he could probably disappear with him. God, this man is stupid. Turns out the first guy who found him was a former scientist who was able to block his GPS signal for so long, and then presumably died because he didn't show up again after a while. Well, no matter. Bowser is feeling bad that he's going to have to turn Murphy in because he seems so nice, and now Natasha is wondering if her boss knew that the dog could talk this whole time. And then... Did that box just growl? Turns out David dropped his phone in Masters' pocket so that he can call him with a landline phone, offering to help get his dog back. Of course, he accepts since he might be able to get them inside, and he goes to ask Jerry and Freddy for help. Yeah, driving in those costumes, that's totally safe. And they're supposed to drop the kids off?
And I remember what I told you to say when you get to that gate.
Yeah, I remember. Hey, what do you think? You're dealing with a couple idiots here?
Yes! Shelton's helping too, by tracking their location and doing things when able. Oh, and nice bit of continuity. David is now wearing his coat, when he wasn't earlier. Whatever. How are they getting in?
Here for Dr. Superpowers' birthday.
You don't seem to be on our list.
You don't have a list.
Oh, what a load of bull. Yeah, they're tricking the guards into thinking there's a birthday party, and Shelton uses his magic machine to make the confirmation message, and they get to go in.
I'm watching you.
I wish I could go away from this movie, but I'm still stuck here. So they have to go through Lab 7 to get to Murphy and have to hurry, but they certainly have time to banter.
This is kind of cool. It's just like one of Dad's shows. Whatever.
Do all of you have to have the last word?
Wait, does anybody need to go to the bathroom?
Ugh. So once inside, they find what appears to be alien tech, and the whole time, Murphy seems to be aware that they're coming for him, but I'm just wondering why the jellyfish are being treated like aliens.
I think they're getting close.
Ugh! You were shown to be indoors, yet you just walked in from the outside! Did you not have a bigger office building or something? You couldn't shut the lights off in one room to make it look like you were still inside? Why are you so bad at this? There's still guards blocking their path. Oh well, time to leave.
Can't get Murphy.
Oh, who can say no to you, overacting child? Yeah, the idiots use their power of distraction to get the guards out of there while the kids go get Murphy. Because of this, the security alarm kicks in just as the kids find Murphy. Unfortunately, the idiots weren't able to make it. So how will they escape?
That's our way out. Do you think we can fly them? We're gonna have to.
Is that the only option? How about a plan B?
We don't have time, Murph. Do you want to see Doc Masters again?
I don't know. They seem copy and pasted to me.
Lab activated, ready for command.
I just need this thing to fly.
Affirmative. Prepare for liftoff.
Oh boy, it's working.
Ready for motion direction.
Forward!
Forward. Manual control.
I guess we're doing this.
Well, I gotta hand it to them. This is certainly more ambitious than that time they had Walker in a wheelchair going at 100 miles per hour.
Whoa! This thing has a mind of its own!
There it is! The overacting child is back! But uh-oh, the door is shut and they apparently can't slow down or anything. But David figures out he can just tell the machine to open the door, without clearance, mind you, and after getting through... Where the hell are they? This looks like the unused areas of Final Fantasy XV. So featureless and without texture. They could be miles away right this minute, and yet these people look like they could catch up in seconds. How are they gonna get out of this one?
Distractive tactic number 1.
5, 4, 2, malfunction, malfunction, malfunction.
Two things. One, who thought of plungers for freaking alien aircraft? 2, congratulations, you just killed someone. If they aren't dead now, they will be when they try detaching. I love how it takes for their sleds 10 seconds to use capture tech, yet it takes a second for the kids to use their defense tech. Good God, do you just have a fetish for drones? Is that why you did this gag? They finally return Murphy to Masters, And even though Murphy doesn't remember how he got smart, he certainly remembers him. Thanks for wasting our time with that initial subplot. Bowser and Natasha try to get him, but Steve shows up to make a threat.
A good story about how a great big corporation treats people and dogs poorly. Masters and Murphy are like family, and Galactitech is tearing them apart.
I don't make company policy, I'm sorry.
And I don't tear families apart.
But we have to write a report, right?
We would. If we'd found the dog.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's a shame we didn't find the dog.
She's kind of a softie underneath that tough spy chick look, Jack.
She didn't do anything in this movie. What is it with movies instantly redeeming characters who do nothing? And yeah, this is how they resolve things. They agree to let them go and everyone says their final goodbyes. Interestingly enough, Murphy doesn't end up with the kids this time. He goes with Masters, who apparently was an alien this whole time since he just disappears with him. Again, why didn't he do this before? You could have saved us an entire movie if you just took Murphy with you.
I know, goodbyes are a little bittersweet, but David and Ricky are clever boys, and they wrote a better ending. And here it is.
Unresolved Mysteries, take 1.
Those lovable little tykes pressed on with their show. They got Dad to host it, even got Mom involved. And you know, somehow, it all actually worked. Their show started getting viewers in the hundreds, in the thousands, in the millions. It could have been the haunted houses, the aliens, or the crop circles. But you know what I think it was? I think it was love. With the family working together, the show blossomed into something beautiful. They'd always had the mysteries, but now they had the magic.
Ha ha, what bullcrap. Millions of views and not one dislike. And believe it or not, this is how the movie ends.
Now I know it's true. No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, well, I'm still glad we did it.
All right, you two, you're free to go.
But I thought...
Yeah, well, all the charges were dropped.
That's right, they just get released. No charges, some kind of $1 million reward thing, but yeah, that's it. No reaction from the company president either. These two just leave. In any case, that's the movie. What in the high space hell was that? It's certainly more ambitious than the other movies, in that they use more special effects, but they're so damn cheap, it feels more like a college project more than a professional film. And keep in mind, people like Tony Randall have made films in the past that actually look good for the time, so I don't understand if it's just a matter of budget or crew experience. But it certainly shows a difference in film quality after many years of him doing this. The acting is all over the place, with some characters having little development or no reason to exist, and then some who are trying way too hard to be funny but failing miserably. There's also more pop cultural references to be had this time, which I didn't get too much of in the other two Doggone movies, but oh boy did I see them here. Lastly, while the cover didn't totally lie, I'm disappointed that Murphy did not interact with his younger self like they made it look. Seriously, before I thought this puppy was going to be his son or something, but no, it's just him, but he's only in flashbacks. I honestly wanted to find this one so bad it's good, because the trailers made it so ridiculous that it had to be funny they even did all this. But I can't, because they ruined it with dumb gags that take away the charm of some of the scenes. They took one step forward in getting things done, but 2 steps back in overall quality. Either way, I wouldn't recommend this. I'll give it this though. It's still better than Robodog Airborne, even if it's not as good as Super Buddies. If you think you can riff this, be my guest. Otherwise, stay away. Until then, I'm the Media Hunter. Media's my prey, and reviewing them my way.